Hey lovely people out there, how are you all doing? This is your star guide Nikita and we are back with one more transit analysis video of Guru Brihaspati's transit into the sign of Aries, which has taken place on 22nd of April 2023, and Jupiter is going to be transiting through the sign of Aries for the next 1 year. Now this is a new cycle for planet Jupiter, as Aries is the first house sign of the Kalpurush Kundali. Jupiter receives directional strength in the sign of Aries in the first house of horoscope, and that is why there will be a sense of renewal of energy in all the significations represented by planet Jupiter as per the rulership of Jupiter in our individual horoscope, as well as the natural karakatva of planet Jupiter. And that is why this transit is so significant for each one of us. And as I always say, do not skip the intro part, because that's how you will be able to understand how Jupiter is going to impact each one of us while transiting through the sign of Aries. And you can directly go to your ascendant and moon sign by clicking on the timestamp provided in the description section. So without any further ado, let's get started with our today's video and understand how Jupiter is going to enhance our luck and fortune by being in the sign of Aries. If you want to take a professional consultation from me regarding your horoscope, then you can send an email to nikistarguide@gmail.com and you will find the details in the description section. Jupiter in Aries is the beginning of a new 12-year cycle of Jupiter's transit through the zodiac belt. This transit is so crucial because now planet Jupiter, the Jiva, is carrying the energies of renewal of life force. So all of us would start to experience this renewal of energy and renewal of life force within us and around us as well. Jupiter in Aries is a very strong placement, leading to one finding and strengthening their belief system. One is likely to take steps towards enhancing their own lives and getting insights about how they can enhance their luck and fortune. New travel opportunities will be coming our way. We can expect more concrete and bold events taking place in life, such as career changes, relocation, getting married, giving birth to a child, or even investing in a property, or especially for those who are student, they can expect getting the degree, accomplishing something in your higher education as well. Jupiter in Aries carries energies that are similar to the 9th and the 12th house ruler transiting through the first house of horoscope, which means that more people would get inclined towards attaining higher education, doing different courses that will help in elevating their professional stature and would enhance their knowledge. More people would be traveling and getting relocated. Many of us would come across people of foreign ethnicity that would be helpful in our life path. Finding a guru at a distant land is also possible for many of us depending on the dasha. Jupiter in Aries is a positive period to gain clarity about our life path and personality as well. Overall, a good period to improve our health, vitality, and immunity. This is the period to energize our lives and go after our dreams, goals, and ambitions. Jupiter in Aries will make us highly optimistic and driven, as well as headstrong about the areas of life represented by the house where the sign of Aries falls in our chart, as well as the aspects of life that are represented by the houses ruled by planet Jupiter in our horoscope. Now, how to make the best of this transit? So first of all, Jupiter in Aries would instill a newly found sense of self-confidence and self-assurance, which will make us feel that we can do anything to everything once we have set our eyes on it. Just make sure to put in the consistent effort so that Saturn is also supporting the luck of Jupiter factor. Jupiter in Aries is a great period to break free of certain non-serving patterns in our life, as well as personality, and to adapt to a new way of living. So get ready to transform your life, get going in life, get excited to experience and adopt new ways of living for your own betterment. This is the period to live freely, dream big, work hard, and express yourself freely, but without a false sense of self or boastful ego. Being your own cheerleader and following a path of righteousness, a path that is in alignment with our own beliefs, morals, and principles, is going to be of help. Make sure to turn your dreams into reality with the help of Brihaspati's help, assistance, and guidance. Try not to disrespect anybody's morals and principles or belief system just because they are different than yours. It's better to follow the ideology of live and let others live. Now, what are some of the precautionary measures that we need to take while assessing and relating to Jupiter's transit into the sign of Aries? So, first of all, Jupiter will be conjunct with Rahu in Aries for about 6 months, and planet Saturn will be aspecting this duo from the sign of Aquarius with its third aspect. So, this indicates that there will be a strong need to radically shift and transform one's life as soon as possible. But there will be a certain amount of friction and pressure and the resistance felt because of Saturn's aspect over Jupiter and Rahu. Saturn would make sure that we learn some of the tough, necessary lessons while achieving our most awaited dreams, goals, and ambitions. Usually, the conjunction of Rahu and Jupiter gives rise to visionary, rebellious, outcast behavior and thinking pattern in people. Especially in Aries, this can give rise to explosive energy and undying hunger and desire to get ahead in life by hook or crook. So make sure not to take major risks which are against your own morals and principles and belief system. Jupiter with Rahu can trick us into following a certain path that seems revolutionary, but it can lead to anger burst outs, ego issues, or it can make us overly independent by nature, which can make us suffer in our personal life. So, Saturn's aspect on this conjunction would act as a sabotaging factor or as a safety net, as per the way we prefer to look at it. So, remember, it's all in our head, it's all in our perspective. Always look at the other side of the reality while taking any major decision or taking that bold step. Be sure of what you're planning to do and what can be the ultimate outcome. Ask yourself oftentimes if this is what you truly want and only then go forward. Jupiter in Ashwini Nakshatra carries the healing energies similar to the conjunction of Jupiter and Ketu. The energies of renewal and rejuvenation will be around us. A great time to kickstart the healthcare regimen. Expect sudden energetic shifts in your aura, in the situations around you as well. Things will happen for you at a rapid pace. So do not sit back and relax. This is a time period to get going. You will not know whether something is happening for the good or the bad, but things will happen rapidly and quickly without any notice. So the sooner you accept it, the sooner you move ahead with it, and you learn the necessary lesson, the better it's going to be. Have faith that destiny is at play here. Go inwards, introspect your behavior and thoughts, and keep on fine-tuning yourself. That's how Jupiter and Ashwini will set up a fresh ground for you to walk on. Jupiter in Bharani Nakshatra is an extremely creative force of energy where the two gurus are now coming together. Jupiter in Bharani Nakshatra carries the energy similar to the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus. A lot more focus will be on breaking our psychological barriers, new mental insights, and looking at things with a creative, at times twisted perspective. People will be in conflicting, self-contradictory thoughts for some time until they realize that all it takes is a subtle shift in a perspective to change the whole narrative of the story that we have been telling ourselves till now. This is a good time to sow the seeds of new work opportunities, to do the research, and to gain otherworldly wisdom as well. Jupiter in Krittika Nakshatra carries energies similar to the conjunction of Jupiter and Sun. So expect more of strict energies around you. People will be vocalizing their thoughts, their beliefs very strongly, and strong themes around taking charge of our actions will be experienced during this time. All of us will be trying to provide care, protection through our speech, through our bold expressions. So before becoming a part of this whole scenario, remind yourself to be strict only with yourself rather than imposing our values onto others. Channel those strong, authoritative energies into the professional sphere of life, in your work, in your career, for the best possible results. For the Aries ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your ninth and 12th house of your horoscope. And now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your first house of horoscope. Jupiter is the Bhagyakaraka for you, but don't forget it is also the ruler of the 12th house of losses. So, what this transit is going to teach you or give you is a lot of bright new opportunities to attain growth, to attain that highest position that you desire. Or if you are a student, then this Jupiter will prove to be highly, highly beneficial for you. But all of this growth, all of this support of luck and fortune will come with a sense of loss, because the 12th house ruler is becoming the 9th house ruler, and it is going to be transiting through the first house of your horoscope, which means that in order to gain something, you first have to experience a sense of loss. So do not hesitate and do not feel bad if you are losing something before gaining something much, much bigger, brighter, and something that will actually be a fortune enhancing situation in your life. So for the Aries natives out there, you have to understand that Jupiter in Aries is a period of dawn for you. You are going to be embarked on a new journey altogether. There is a new cycle starting in your life for you, for the betterment of your life. So do not just become an audience or a part of audience. Be the participant of life. Go out there, take new opportunities. You have to meet new people. You have to take up those new opportunities which feel challenging, because right now luck is by your side. So you have to make the best of this transit by supporting your luck, right? You have to become the karma karaka as well, because Saturn's third aspect will be on this Jupiter, and Jupiter is going to be under strict observation of Saturn. So Saturn demands you to be a karma karaka. It wants you to focus on your career more than anything else, and through hard work, because now the karma karaka Saturn is also strong in your chart in transit in the 11th house of Aquarius, while the luck giver, the fortune bringer Jupiter is also extremely strong and positive in the first house of your horoscope. So which means that if you are putting in the right amount of effort for the right kind of things, if you're clear about your ambitions, then this Jupiter and Saturn are here to bless you with abundance of success and great opportunities to attain that goal. Jupiter from the first house will aspect your 5th house, 7th house, and the 9th house of horoscope. So if you have any planets placed in the sign of Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, or Aries, then this transit of Jupiter is going to be highly fruitful for you. The significations of those planets will get enhanced, and you will be able to receive the results as per the planetary rulership as well. Jupiter in the first house will help you attain higher education. If you're willing to get married, if you wanted to, if there is something significant taking place in your father's life, you will be a part of it. Or because of your luck, because of your planetary alignments, your father is likely to receive some luck in this year, especially if your natal Jupiter is placed in the sign of Leo, Libra, Aries, or Sagittarius. This is also the time period where those who are trying to conceive, those who are waiting for childbirth, those of you who are waiting for foreign travel, or if you are trying to attain that post-grad degree of yours, then this year will prove to be highly helpful for you. Jupiter is currently conjunct with Sun, Rahu, and retrograde Mercury in Aries. And as per the Tithi Pravesha, this indicates that throughout this year, You have to keep the spark of inspiration and creativity alive in you, because Sun is conjunct with Jupiter. You have to make sure that you do not ruin certain things or do not engage in any harmful behavior for yourself and for those around you. Mercury is retrograde over here as Jupiter entered this sign of Aries, which means that you have to be mindful in your communication. And Jupiter with Rahu will make you extremely adventurous. It will make you a bold risk taker. So Saturn is trying to harness energies of Jupiter, trying to slow it down, whereas Rahu is trying to aggravate Jupiter and will make you believe that whatever decisions I'm taking right now, they are for my highest good. But remember, you have to take a pause and you have to ask yourself if this will align for me and this will be in alignment with me 1 year down the line, or 2 years down the line, or 5 years down the line. And that's how you're going to make bigger decisions in life, because when Jupiter comes over Ascendant or over Moon sign, concrete events are likely to take place. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and the current Mahadasha and Antardasha one is undergoing. For the Taurus Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 8th and the 11th house of your horoscope, and now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your 12th house of horoscope. Now Jupiter represents the Akash Tattva, the air, the sky element, right? And Aries is a fiery sign. So Jupiter, when in the 12th house, being the 8th and 11th house ruler, first of all, this is going to increase your expenditure. Jupiter is going to force you to look into the healing segment of your own personality, of your life. If you were suppressing yourself, your anger, or some of your internal issues, or you were not willingly put in any kind of efforts into enhancing your subconscious mind and the way you think or the way you perceive the world, the way your psyche functions, then this Jupiter will help you in opening up those walls, in gaining more knowledge from various sources. If you are looking to find that perfect yoga therapy for yourself, if you are trying to learn yoga, if you're trying to go for some alternative healing services, if you are trying to heal yourself on any level, be it mental, spiritual, or physical, or even financial, I would say, because Saturn is strong in the 10th house of your horoscope. Saturn is forming Shash Yoga, and this Saturn is also casting its aspect on this Jupiter, which is currently conjunct with Rahu in your 12th house. So Saturn will keep you sane during this time when you are, whenever there will be lack of control over the expenditure. Saturn will remind you of taking back the control of your finances. So you have to make sure that you are keeping well on the health matters when it comes to your expenditure. There can be some opportunity coming your way to make more money or to make some kind of investment, especially at a faraway place from where you live at. Or there can be a person living at a faraway place who will introduce you to some kind of new investment technique and term and condition. But you have to take decisions wisely according to the priorities in your life. All right. So Saturn will keep on reminding you of your priorities. All you have to do is listen to Saturn, follow Saturn, prioritize your karma, your duties, your responsibilities, and later on think about the investment part. When Jupiter is conjunct with Rahu in the 12th house, many of you might even get relocated for work, or there can be more travel opportunities around work that are possible for you. There can be certain events because of hospitalization of either some of your family members or even for your own health as well. So take good care of your health, follow a good routine, good diet. You have to take good amount of sleep during this time. So adequate sleep and a proper diet is going to be of help. Jupiter from the 12th house will help you rejuvenate yourself. It will aspect the 4th house, 6th house, and the 8th house of your horoscope, which means that if you are looking to invest in some kind of real estate property, or if you are trying to invest in foreign trading, marketing, or any kind of investment done in a foreign land or in a foreign source, this is also possible during this time. Jupiter's aspect on the sixth house will help you focus on your routine. It will provide you with that wisdom that is necessary to take back control of your routine life, of your health matters. You will be provided with the kind of doctors, the kind of solution givers that you were always looking to find. So pay attention to these things. And Jupiter from the 12th house will also aspect your 8th house, which means that your focus is heavily going to be on investing in some kind of setup where you will be able to gain returns over a certain amount of time period. So your focus will also be on inheritance related matters, on the real estate related matters, or if you have made any kind of investment in the past, you are likely to expect some money out of there. But make sure you're not solely reliable on that only, because Jupiter in 12th house will also make you spend your energy, your money, your resources, or your physical labor into something that could be considered as a seva, and you have to do it without any favor of gaining anything in return. All right. So if in this time period you are giving away your money and you have not calculated the risk behind it, then this Jupiter can also act as a planet which makes you do some kind of seva for other people. So be it physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. So have these things in your mind before making any major decisions, and avoid being passive aggressive in behavior. You have to be optimistic. You have to be optimistic about yourself and your psyche, and accept the revelations coming your way. You're going to understand a lot more new things about yourself during Jupiter staying the 12th house. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Gemini ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 7th and 10th house of horoscope, and now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in the 11th house of your horoscope. So now Jupiter is the ruler of the two Kendra houses of your horoscope. Jupiter is currently conjunct with Rahu, the co-ruler of the 9th house of your horoscope. Whereas Saturn is also transiting through the 9th house of your horoscope in its Mool Trikon sign of Aquarius. Now, this is a favorable transit of Jupiter and Saturn, both of them, for all the Gemini natives, and you must make the best out of this year. Because Jupiter is here to expand your fulfillment of desires. Now, it's up to you about what kind of desires do you exactly have, and how much of courage and efforts you are willing to put in order to make the luck support you, in order to make Jupiter help you in fulfilling your ambitions and desires. Because remember, Jupiter is expansion. Wherever it goes, it expands that area of life, the aspect of life that is represented by that house and the sign. Aries is a fiery sign. Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva, the air element. So now what Jupiter is going to do is it's going to enhance and increase your income. It's going to give you, it's going to provide you with the right kind of people and the opportunities to make new contacts, to form a new network circle in any area that you are currently engaged in. Suppose you are a student, you are pursuing a kind of a course, and you get to meet new people over there. Or suppose you work in an MNC and you get to engage with your colleagues every day. So this Jupiter, while being in the 11th house, is going to expand your network circle. Now it's up to you to take appropriate action in the right manner for the right reasons. All right. Aries is all about self. Aries is all about taking action, taking lead. So now you have to buckle up and take action, take speedy action in the direction of your dreams. That's how you're going to help Jupiter in helping you to enhance your luck. So this Jupiter, while being in the 11th house, will aspect the third house, fifth house, and the seventh house of your horoscope. So it's up to you. As I said, if you have a desire to get married, Jupiter will help you do so. If you have a desire to build your own brand, if you have a desire to start that business, or if you want to scale up in your business, or if you want to be self-employed and not employed in some company anymore, or if you are forming any kind of business partnership with anybody, then this Jupiter is highly, highly supportive of these endeavors. Jupiter from the 11th house will also be fruitful in terms of gains and fulfillment of desires to your elder siblings in your family. Jupiter aspecting the third house also indicates that there can be some positive events taking place in your younger siblings' life and your elder siblings' life as well. If you are in a business already, this is a time period of growth. This is a time period when you should be coming up with new business opportunities and a renewed business model to attain the best of this transit. Now, Saturn is aspecting this Jupiter, and Jupiter is not alone. Jupiter is going to be transiting along with Rahu in the 11th house, which means that Saturn wants you to stick to the traditional set of rules and regulations that you or your family or the people around you have been following. Saturn in the 9th house supports revolutionary activities only if you are a pro at managing things in a traditional setup as well. So go back in time and assess if you have been able to get a hold of things as it is, the way they are at present. And then you can go on experimenting about certain new ideas that you have and you want to implement them in your life in terms of enhancing finances, or in terms of boosting your career, or in terms of your friendships and network circle as well. So anything that you do, any new action that you take, any new risk that you take, just make sure you have evaluated all the options possible, and you are good at managing things in a traditional manner as well. Saturn from the 9th house is aspecting 11th house. So this is possible that there can be some differences of opinion with your father or with your gurus or with your teachers, and they will constantly try to sabotage your ideas, or you might feel like they are trying to sabotage your ideas. So avoid thinking in this way. Rather, take a look at things in a bigger perspective, just like Jupiter does. All right. So you got to be a visionary who also is able to, is capable enough to handle the pressure around him, the pressure of the family or teachers or your gurus, or any of your models and principles that are standing in your own way. If you think that you are the one who is standing in your own way of success, this message is also for you. So overall, this is a great time transit for you all. You have to make the best of this. And overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placements and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Cancer Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 6th and the 9th house of horoscope. And now Jupiter is transiting through the 10th house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries. Aries is a fiery sign, whereas Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva, the air element. So now Jupiter is expansion, and 10th house is your public reputation. It's your karma. It's the karma sthan, right? It's what you do for this society, as a part of this society, as a part of this world, as a part of your career. So now Jupiter, while transiting through the 10th house, will make sure to give you that expansion of opportunities in terms of career, or even expansion in your public reputation as well. But it will not be sudden. It will not be coming your way that easily. Now, why so? Because Jupiter loses its directional strength in the 10th house. All right. So how then the luck will support you? How to make the Jupiter work in your favor? That's through the way of Saturn. Saturn is transiting through the 8th house in your horoscope. So you have to silently put in the work that is required for you to gain that recognition from your authorities. to gain that reputation from the people around you, or if you are looking to get that raise of income in your work, at the place of work, in your job, or in your business, you have to consistently put in the right kind of effort, in the right kind of passion, for the right kind of reasons. The moment you feel like you have to make noise, you have to let people know about your work, or you have to put in some extra amount of work just so that your authorities will notice you, then that's where you have to know that Jupiter is not going to be helpful to you. Jupiter is a Sattvic planet, and Saturn is currently aspecting Jupiter, which is conjunct with Rahu in your 10th house. So it will expand your work opportunities, it will expand and boost your career, but very slow and steadily. So you have to have faith in the process. You have to put in the right kind of effort in a consistent manner, and you have to avoid being in competition with anybody at the place of work. So the moment you realize that you are stepping into competitive zone, I want to beat this person, I want to get that raise before this person gets it. All right. So that's when you know that you have to step back and you have to analyze and reassess where you are giving away your power. So Jupiter is currently conjunct with Rahu in your 10th house. This yoga especially can sometimes indicate that there might be sudden hot-heated arguments that you are getting into with your colleagues or with your authorities, with your bosses, or if you're working for government, then also make sure not to be a part of any of fishy activity which you think can lead to some kind of damage to your reputation and image. If you want to revolutionize some of the work ethic at the place of work, or if you want to leave that mark on your boss or on the authorities or at the place of work, you want to enhance your reputation at the place of work through coming up with some unique kind of work, or the way you work, or the kind of ideas that you're suggesting, implementing, then do that, but do it with caution. Do not do it out of hastiness. Do not do it just because you want to look different than everybody else, because Jupiter, when combined with Rahu, can give us this dire need of standing out of the crowd. All right. So you have to look after your own ethics, your work ethics, what kind of behavior you're going to be acceptable with, what kind of behavior and treatment you are giving to your colleagues, to your work, to your bosses. And by this way, you will be able to keep yourself sane and healthy in the 10th house related matters. Now, Jupiter from the 10th house will aspect the second house, 4th house, and the 6th house of your horoscope. If you are trying to get a home loan, or if you are trying to get any loan approved, then this time period can prove to be helpful to you. Jupiter will also aspect the 4th house. So the major thing that is driving you to work more is to be able to provide more to your family, more of happiness, more of financial well-being, more of security, safety of life through all means. So this is going to be one of the major driving factor for you. If you're looking to get a new job, then this time period is an excellent one, where you will be able to switch your job, or you'll be able to get that new job offer that you always wish for. So make sure you're putting in efforts in the right direction. You're clear in your conscience that what you want and why do you want this. Every time ask yourself, why do you want a certain thing? And that's how you will be able to make the best of this transit. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placements and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Leo ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 5th and the 8th house of horoscope, and now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your 9th house of horoscope. Now Aries is a fiery sign and Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva. All right. So Jupiter is the expansion, and regardless of if you are a Leo moon sign native or a Leo ascendant native, this is an excellent time period for you all. There is no other transit of Jupiter which is as good as the 9th house transit of Jupiter. So, all the Leo natives out there, be attentive towards what's happening around you, what's happening within you, and what's happening for you. You have to be able to join the dots at present. All right. Destiny will work smoothly for you this year. So you have to put in the work consistently for the right reasons, for the right causes in order to make the luck function for you. Now, Jupiter is conjunct with Rahu in your 9th house, which means that there can be sudden, abruptive changes in your morals, in your principles, the dynamic that you shared with your father, with your gurus, with your teachers, can be of extravagant nature. They can be outcast. So you have to define your boundaries. You have to define your limits. You have to kind of shape shift your focus, your focal point, and then you are directing the destiny. You are kind of supporting the destiny to work in your favor. All right. So when Jupiter comes to the 9th house, what it does is it makes you meet the right kind of people. It lands you into the surroundings and within the people, within the situations which are supportive of your growth. So be open to all the new opportunities, to all the new people that you're meeting, to all the education that you are undertaking. All right. Education is a big theme of this year, and you have to give it back to the society. You just cannot keep on learning when Jupiter is in 9th house. It's like you have to share your wisdom with the world in some way or the other. So it might mean that you have to, you will become a teacher of some kind to the colleagues around you, or to the people working with you, or if you are a student, then you might have to take up the responsibility of guiding other people. If you are into some kind of consultancy work, then this Jupiter will provide you with a lot of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and intuition. And people will be listening to you this year. That is going to be your superpower, and you have to use it wisely for your own benefit and for other people's benefit as well. So focus on the collective goodness. There is a term named collective goodness. You have to focus on it. And going ahead, you have to take up the responsibility of being the light bearer for other people. All right. So if you are a student, if you were willing to travel abroad, if you were trying to mend your relationship with your father, if you are trying to gain that postgrad degree, or if you are in any kind of research work, then this time period is going to be highly fruitful for you. Saturn's third aspect will be on this Jupiter and Rahu in your 9th house, which means that if you are planning to form any kind of business partnership with your spouse or with somebody living at a faraway place from you, then you have to define your work ethics, your morals and principles to each other before getting into any kind of official setup. That way, you will be able to balance out the energies of Saturn's aspect over Jupiter and Rahu's intense energetic conjunction. From the 9th house, Jupiter will aspect your 1st house, 3rd house, and the 5th house of horoscope. So those of you who are willing to become parents, the females who are trying to conceive, or if you are trying to get admitted into a particular course, or if you wanted to form a better connection with your mother, if you're waiting to live with your mother, if you are waiting to, if your mother is suffering from any kind of health disease, then this time period will help you and her to form a better partnership with each other, to be better in better terms with each other, as well as to be in good shape and health. Jupiter from the 9th house will give you a lot more wisdom. It will make you optimistic about the future. So do not hesitate in taking up opportunities, meet new people, form new relations, and just make sure that you are respecting your own cultural beliefs, your own moral principles, and you are doing the same with other people as well. When Jupiter and Rahu are in the 9th house, it it might make you kind of critical towards other people's beliefs or anything that is not your way, that is not acceptable to you. You might consider it. You might just call it um, lame. So make sure you're not doing any of these things. You are staying focused on your track, and this Jupiter will immensely be helpful in expanding your wisdom, luck, and fortune. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placements and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your fourth and the seventh house of horoscope, and now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your eighth house of horoscope. So Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva, and Aries is a fiery sign. All right, Jupiter expands the signification of the house wherever it transits or wherever it is placed in your horoscope. So now Jupiter, while transiting through the eighth house, what it will do is it will give you a sense of a kind of sense where you will feel that a lot of crisis kind of situation is arriving in your life, because eighth house is the house of crisis, is the house of sudden events. So Jupiter uh, can expand such events in your life, but why did I say that it will give you a sense of increment in such events and not exactly enhancing those situations? Because eighth house also deals with our clogged up emotions. So whatever fears you were holding on to, whatever things that you were carrying around, the beliefs, the clogged up emotions, the anger, the agitation, the grief, the fear of the past, of the future, of the current life scenarios, or if you are holding on to any kind of suppressed emotions about some of the people in your family or about yourself, then Jupiter will slowly try to evoke these feelings, and they will suddenly pile up and come up to the surface so that you can take a better look at them, so that you can learn to manage your own emotions in a better manner, so that you can learn and teach yourself to handle the crisis situation in your life. So Jupiter transiting through the eighth house, being the fourth and seventh house ruler, first of all, will push you towards focusing on your emotional well-being. As I said, because it's the fourth house ruler, right? So the uncomfortable feelings will be coming up to the surface so that you can manage to better handle it. So do not avoid such feelings. There can be certain scenarios like this occurring in your married life as well, with your in-laws as well. There can be sudden events taking place around inheritance-related matters. All right. So you have to make sure that you are not making any decisions hastily. Um, you might be having to deal with sudden events taking place within your family. There can be changes, there can be relocation taking place in your family, or if you were looking to move out of your house, if you were looking to invest in a property, if you were looking to pay back that loan that you got for your house, then this time period is suitable to do so. Jupiter in the eighth house will first of all boost you and push you towards changing your eating habits. So the best way to control these intense energies of Jupiter conjunct with Rahu in your eighth house is to change your diet, is to take control over your diet, is to become disciplined about your routine life, because Saturn is currently transiting through the sixth house of your horoscope, and Saturn is in its mool Trikona sign of Aquarius, and Saturn is also aspecting Jupiter and Rahu in the eighth house. So at one side, Rahu will trick the Jupiter to take that unwanted risk. All right, the risk of investing hastily in some kind of setup, or you might trust somebody blindly. All right, but Saturn will give you the necessary friction, which will provide you with the necessary time, energy, and understanding to re-evaluate your options, your decisions. So, Virgo natives, your focus should be on your health. There will be sudden or certain health issues coming up to the surface, and you have to address them uh, for a long run. So, keep things in mind and then make any kind of decision. You have to be polite with your in-laws. You have to be polite with your spouse as well. If you are in a business, then you have to be polite with your business partner as well during this time, because Jupiter with Rahu in the eighth house uh, can create certain unwanted conflicts because of your belief system and the differences of opinions and matters and beliefs of those around you. So be a little more diplomatic. This is a great time period to um, lean onto the spiritual side of life. All right. So be it chanting any mantra that you're comfortable with, or worshiping your favorite god or goddess, or following any kind of ritual practice that is considered as a healing therapy for you, that is tried and tested, or practicing occult, or learning astrology, numerology, psychology. These things will help you in remaining sane during this time. So that's how you can make the best of this transit. Jupiter will also aspect the 12th house. So keep a check on your expenditure. Where are you investing the money? And Jupiter aspecting the 4th house and the 2nd house means there will be new ways of income. The new doorways will be opening up for you. So you have to remain open to the new opportunities, but with a sense of caution. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placements and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your third and the sixth house of horoscope, and now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your seventh house of horoscope in the sign of Aries. So Aries is a fiery sign, and Jupiter represents the Akash Tattva, the air element. So here Jupiter acts as an expansion. It acts as an expanding factor wherever it transits, wherever it sits in our horoscope. So now the seventh house represents public. So which means that the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives are going to have, they are going to experience a lot of enhancement in their public reputation. In the way the world perceives them, it's going to completely change for them. So if you are someone who is working in the public sector, if you are someone who addresses the people around you through social media or through your consultancy work, or just by acting as an influencing factor, this year there will be an enhancement and increment in your following. So be it via social media or in real life, people are going to look up to you. People are going to approach you for suggestions, and you will be also approached by people. They will be giving you suggestions. So remaining open to such new experiences will help you in making the best from this transit. So Jupiter is the third house ruler coming to your seventh house and being conjunct with Rahu, which means that if you have any kind of social media work, or if you are into marketing, if you are into publishing sector, then this time period will be an excellent time period for you. You will be given new work opportunities where you are acting as a representative of some kind of art form, some kind of brand, or some kind of your company as well. So being recognized by public is definitely on cards this year, especially if you are self-employed, especially if you are in your business. So expand your network circle this year. Try to find more clients, try to build more relationships outside of your city, outside of your state, if possible, outside of your country as well. Jupiter is also the sixth house ruler. So you have to serve other people in your business, all right? You have to serve your spouse this year, especially because Rahu and Jupiter both are conjunct in your seventh house. So it is mostly possible, it is likely to get into some kind of verbal disagreement, arguments over petty fights, or over trust issues, or because of differences of opinions about some kind of belief systems or morals and principles, or what you think about a particular situation is likely to happen between you and your spouse, or between you and your business partner, or between you and your sibling, or with your neighbor as well, or with your childhood friend. So you have to make sure to be diplomatic. Aries is certainly not the sign of diplomacy, but you are the epitome of diplomacy, right? You are a Libra moon or ascendant native. So diplomacy is in your genetics itself. So you have to harness those energies and take decisions accordingly, because Jupiter being the go-getter planet and Rahu being the obsessive head, it can make you crack any deal or fulfill any of a desire rapidly, and that might cost you your relationships, or your peace of mind, or some of your closed ones as well. So you have to make sure that you are taking calculated risks, and you are remaining diplomatic even when you are being recognized by others around you. You are being applauded for your skills, your talent, and your knowledge by other people. Jupiter from the 7th house will aspect the 11th house, first house, and the third house, which means that whatever desires you are having around your financial growth, about your business, about scaling up that work, or about getting relocated for in your job, or you wanted to look good, you wanted to feel good, you wanted to be approached by others, or you wanted to find a guru in a distant land, then this time period is a fruitful one for you. Jupiter in the 7th house will also aspect your third house, which means that you will be taking up a lot of short and long distance travel for your work opportunities. And Saturn is aspecting with its third aspect. So Jupiter and Rahu are under strict surveillance of Saturn. So remain true to your knowledge, remain true to your creativity, your desires, your education as well. Take your education seriously while you make any kind of new decision, while you take up any kind of new risk as well. So that way, Saturn will keep you sane. All right. Saturn's aspect on Jupiter and Rahu in 7th house can also indicate some weird scenarios or some unwanted scenarios within your marriage, within your partnership. So you have to be mindful in your public dealings, not just in business, not just in marriage, but in general. Whenever you are dealing with other people, you have to remain humble, and you have to be in your senses. All right. So don't get influenced by others easily, and do not push yourself hard to influence others as well. That's how you will be able to shine brightly during this time. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Scorpio ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is one of the most beneficial and significant planet for your horoscope, as it rules the 2nd and the 5th house of your horoscope. Now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your 6th house of horoscope. So Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva, whereas Aries is a fiery sign, which means that Jupiter, wherever it sits in our horoscope or wherever it transits through, it's going to expand the significations of that house, of the sign that is placed in that house. So now Jupiter, while transiting through the 6th house, it's going to expand your consciousness about and around your health matters, around your routine matters, or around your habits, your daily routine life, the way you handle your debts, the way you handle the diseases, or the way you prevent your body and yourself from getting impacted by various kind of diseases and health issues as well. So one of the major lesson or one of the prime focal point of your life is going to be about the 6th house matters, which is about regulating your routine life. If you are someone who was struggling with your routine, or if you are someone who was looking to get that new job opportunity, if you are someone who is working in a service industry or a job setup, this time period is especially very significant and fruitful for you all. You must make the best of this time period. Jupiter is transiting along with Rahu in the 6th house. Rahu is this obsessive head, and Jupiter is expansion. So now Aries is individuality. So now your desire to stand out of the crowd, your desire to lead the pack, your desire to become the most successful and significant personality in your routine life, in your work environment, is gonna be at its most during this time. So you have to evaluate your options well before making any kind of allegations, before making any kind of decisions, or before making any kind of confrontations as well. 6th house is the house of competition. If you are someone who is a student trying to crack that exam, if you are trying to secure a spot in any kind of government job setup, this time period is helpful in these regards, but with some kind of power struggle as well. So Jupiter in 6th house can either increase your competition at the place of work, around your area, around your significant matters, or it can help you supersede in all these aspects of life. It solely depends on Jupiter's dignity in your chart and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. So, by focusing on your routine life, by staying true to your belief systems and not compromising on them just for the sake of winning some argument or securing some much wanted place at the place of work, you will be able to do better during this time period, because Saturn is currently transiting through the 4th house of your horoscope, and Saturn is in its most reckoned sign of Aquarius. It's forming the Shashi Yoga. So Saturn will put pressure on this Jupiter and Rahu in the 6th house. It can either get you too much into the debts, or it can take you out of the debts. So it depends on your current life scenario. So suppose if you're someone who is having some kind of huge debt, then you will be putting in a lot more effort. You will be asked to put in a lot more effort to resolve those debts, those arguments in your life. All right. So this can also indicate that if you're looking to get a loan approved by a bank, then this time period can be of help to you, especially for home loan or especially education loan. So this is a good time period for that. Jupiter in the 6th house, being the second house ruler, also indicates that you are likely to get into disagreements with other people, conflicts with other people because of differences of opinions in belief system. You might come up as a strong persona to other people when it comes to putting forth your wants, your needs, your opinions. So be a bit gentle with other people, with yourself as well. Focus more of your energy, uh, dedicate more of your energy and time of the day in building your routine, in expanding your routine, in expanding your work culture and work ethic and your work environment, which is supportive of your growth in a long run. Jupiter from the 6th house will aspect the 10th house, the 12th house, and the second house of your horoscope, which indicates that you will be putting in a lot more energy into your career during this time. Make sure you're not getting into any kind of petty argument with your bosses, with authority, or especially your colleagues. If you're trying to get relocated, or if you're trying to find a job, then you have to get relocated. You have to go away from your family to get that job opportunity. So keep these things in mind, and that's how you will be able to make the best of this time period. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Sagittarius ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your first and the 4th house of horoscope. So Jupiter is the most important planet for your ascendant and moon sign. All right. So Jupiter has made its move into the 5th house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries. Aries is a fiery sign. Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva. So Jupiter is expansion. So now 5th house is the house of intelligence, is the house of creativity, is the house, I call it the house of life force. It carries the life force. So whenever we see that Jupiter is transiting through the fifth house, what it's gonna do is it's gonna expand your enthusiasm to live life to the fullest. All right. So you can sense how happy I am while describing this narrative for you all my Sagittarius people out there. So you must make the best out of this transit because Jupiter, whenever it transits from the triangle houses, that is first, fifth, and the ninth house, this is the time period to look for. This is once in a lifetime kind of opportunity, which has got the potential to turn your life upside down, to make you fall in love with life once again. So, fifth house is also the house of spontaneity. So, Jupiter is conjunct with Rahu in the fifth house, in the sign of Aries, and Aries is about taking quick action. So, you have to make sure that out of spontaneity, what kind of decisions you are making, what kind of reasoning you are giving to yourself while making those decisions. Because fifth house deals with our past life karma, with our punya karma of the past life, all right, the good deeds of the past life. So now Jupiter will expand all of it, but here is the catch that Rahu is conjunct with Jupiter. So spontaneously taking up some activity, some course, some hobby, and then not being able to fulfill those desires, not able to give your proper time, not able to allocate your time to that activity is likely to happen for you. So especially if you're a student, or especially if you're trying to conceive during this time, you are a female, or if you are having any significant matters around your progeny, around your children, then this time period, this whole year is going to be crucial for you. You have to be mindful in your behavior. You have to be attentive towards the need, wants, and desires of your children. If you have one already, if you are willing to conceive, then this time period is going to be significant. But there can be certain dietary changes and health issues that you might have to resolve first in order to conceive. So, Jupiter in the fifth house will be helpful in terms of romance related matters. There can be certain positive or even shocking shifts taking place in your romance related matters, all right, at the place of your work as well, at the place of your education as well. So, you have to make sure that you are being in your senses, you are focusing on maintaining a good emotional well-being, which will help you in attaining those desired effects from your life, because fifth house is about life force, right? You want to experience life in such a way which is full of enthusiasm and zeal. You will not be feeling dull anymore. All right. So that's how you can make the best of this transit. From the fifth house, Jupiter will make you repair or connect with your elder siblings in a better manner. You will be much more focused and emphasizing on your finances as well, on how you drive financial freedom in your life, how you bring that into your life, and how you sustain it, maintain it, and make it grow as well. Especially if you are someone who was thinking of publishing a book, or if you are into arts and theater and drama, if you are into any kind of public dealing related work, which is like of a consultancy work, teaching work, then this time period is going to be significant for you, and you must make the best of this time period. If you're someone who was heavily investing in stock market, share market, then this time period will make you take up some sudden risks. So make sure you are not being adamant. You are taking calculated risk. You are consulting the expertise in this field, the expert people in this field, and only then you are going ahead. Jupiter from the fifth house will aspect the 11th house, the ninth house, and the first house of your horoscope. So it's going to enhance your luck. It's going to strengthen your relationship with your father, with your authorities, with your gurus. It's going to help you learn something new. So do not waste this year by simply working on something, all right? Simultaneously learn something. learn something new, invest your time and energy into appreciating some new art, some new hobby, some new course, and that's how you'll be able to make the best of this time period. You will be high on optimism. So take up life's risks and adventures in a positive manner. That way, you will be able to gain most of this transit. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Capricorn ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 12th and the 3rd house of horoscope. And now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in your 4th house of horoscope. So Aries is the sign of independence. Aries is about taking quick action, taking quick decisions. It's all about self. Jupiter carries the Akash Tattva, the Tattva of expansion, and 4th house is about comfort. So now when the 12th and the 3rd house ruler Jupiter is transiting through the 4th house, this is a time period when expect a lot of frequent travels for you, both long and short distance travel, for your work, for your mother, for your own health purpose, or for your mother's health, or for your family, or even for your sibling. So the whole focus is now being shifted and being gathered toward the 4th house matters, which means that you might get the desire to invest in a car all of a sudden, or you might want to invest in a property, or you might start investing in real estate instead of buying a house, or if you wanted to buy a house in a foreign land or even in your locality, then this time period will help you in doing so. When Jupiter transits the 4th house, your whole focus is now on introspecting about your mental well-being, about your emotional health, about what makes you happy. You're going to be introspective about the thoughts that you are engaging in, the kind of people that you're inviting at your home, the people that you have been carrying around as your inner circle. So expect a lot more introspection and questioning your own beliefs, your own choices, what makes you happy, what makes you sane, what drives you nuts. All right. This Jupiter is conjunct with Rahu, and Rahu is the co-ruler of your 2nd house of Aquarius. Also, Saturn from the 2nd house is looking at this Jupiter and Rahu in the 4th house, which indicates that Jupiter and Rahu together in the 4th house can land you in some kind of conflicts with your family members or with the landlord, or you might have to solve some kind of mystery in terms of your property related matters. All right. So be mindful while investing in any kind of property related matters or dealing with your family as well. You have to choose your words wisely. You have to take decisions wisely. And Saturn will make you keep on evaluating your choices about the investment matters, especially. All right. So there can be a dilemma around if I have to take up this job, then I have to travel away from my family. Then who will perform all my duties and responsibilities towards them? So such kind of equations will be coming up to the surface. You have to deal with these kind of scenarios before making any concrete changes in your life. So Jupiter in 4th house can bring certain changes and shifts in your home. If you wanted to change some interior in your house, if you wanted to incorporate some kind of particular artifacts or rituals, or you wanted to follow certain habits within your home environment, then this time period is perfect to do so. Get onto that spiritual path, start following that practice, start incorporating those small little rituals that make your environment at home more homely and more fulfilling. That way you can calm down the intense energies of Rahu and Jupiter in the 4th house. From the 4th house, Jupiter will aspect the 8th house, 10th house, and the 12th house of your horoscope, which indicates that there can be sudden shifts There can be relocation of you and your mother or your whole family as well, or your younger sibling, if he or she was living away from you all, then they might arrive back at home during this year. Jupiter, when it aspects the 10th house, so the driving factor of the Jupiterian energy that is going to be focused on bringing goodness within your home. You want to feel good, and that's why you are able to work efficiently. So it's not the other way around. It's not if you work well, then things will be better at home. No, this year is going to be different. So being a Capricorn, it's very easy for you to completely surrender yourself into the work environment. But no, this year, Jupiter wants you to focus on your familial matters. And by creating a happy and healthy environment within your home, within your own sanctuary, you will be able to be a better self at the place of work. So that's how you have to drive your focus back towards your personal goals, personal life, your emotional well-being, while managing your expenditure, your spiritual aspect of life, the side of personality, and that way you will be able to gain best of this transit. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Aquarius ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 2nd and 11th house of horoscope. Now Jupiter has made its move into the sign of Aries in the 3rd house of your horoscope. So Jupiter is expansion. It carries the Akash Tattva. And wherever Jupiter sits in our horoscope, or whichever house it is transiting through, it expands those energies. So now Aries is all about self, is all about independence, making quick decisions, taking quick action. And 3rd house is the house of courage. So now Jupiter is conjunct with Rahu in your 3rd house while being the ruler of the 2nd and 11th house. So this is purely a finance related transit for all the Aquarius natives out there. If you are into business, if you are self-employed, or if your work demands you to communicate and connect with other people, if you are into any kind of consultancy work, service industry, even product related business, or be it a job setup, this year will give you more and more opportunities to present yourself in front of others, to present your work in front of others. So go out there, mingle with more people in terms of enhancing your finances, in terms of grabbing those work opportunities that you were looking for since a long time. Jupiter is the ruler of 2nd and 11th house, which makes you focused on putting in more efforts about getting more work opportunities in order to enhance your financial sources. Jupiter, when transits through the 3rd house, this is a time period to put in the right kind of effort and work to socialize with other people, to share your knowledge, to share your wisdom, and to keep on adding up more knowledge to yourself. So Jupiter is with Rahu in the 3rd house. This is a combination of revolutionary energies. But Saturn, your ascendant or moon sign ruler, is casting its 3rd aspect on this combo, which means that somewhere there will be contradictory energies that you will be dealing with throughout this year. So Saturn, which is you or your mind, will be keep telling you to focus on the traditional way of working, but the 3rd house of courage, where Jupiter and Rahu are posited, they will keep on bragging you and pushing you towards taking that extra risk, which you were afraid of taking till now. So what you have to do is you have to strike a fine balance between these two extremities. Neither you are required to take up some bold risk, which is completely away from the way you function as a human being, but at the same time, because Saturn is strong in your ascendant, the ascendant ruler is in the ascendant, or the ruler of your moon sign is over your moon, So you will be having that sense of knowingness. All you have to do is trust your instinct and then consult other people around you. Take support of your network circle, because Aquarius is all about forming and sustaining the friendships and network circle that you have built over time. So the people around you are going to be helpful. You have to create a harmonious environment around you so that your growth is supported not just by yourself, but by people around you, but by the network and contacts that you have formed over the years. Jupiter from the third house will aspect the seventh house, ninth house, and the 11th house of horoscope. So when Jupiter will aspect the ninth house, it indicates that your efforts are going to be in terms of enhancing and boosting your luck, in repairing your relationship with your father, in attaining that post-grad degree of yours, or you will be taking up a lot of short and long distance travel for your work or with your father or for your education as well. Some concrete events might be taking place with your siblings, especially your elder or your younger siblings, or you might be getting into some business venture with your cousins or with your siblings as well. This is the time period to enhance your knowledge. You have to continuously be in the state of learning, educating yourself, and immediately implementing the knowledge that you have acquired into your day-to-day tasks. So make sure you are focusing on day-to-day life, because third house is about quickness. It's about wit. So the more you read, the more you implement your knowledge, the more you share your knowledge, the more you are adaptable towards the knowledge that you are seeking, the better your life will be during this time. Jupiter aspecting the ninth house and the 11th house simultaneously definitely shows new work opportunities and new ways of income is on your way. Overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. For the Pisces ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your first and the 10th house of horoscope. So Jupiter, being the most beneficial and most crucial planet for your Lagna and moon sign, has now made its move into the sign of Aries in the second house of your horoscope, in the sign of Aries. Now Aries is a fiery sign. Second house is about wealth and possession. What are all the things that you hoard with you in your life? Be it clothes, be it money, be it family. Second house is about the addition. So now you yourself, the ascendant ruler or the moon sign ruler, is going into the second house of horoscope, which means that what kind of addition you are willing to make in your life. You first have to be particular about it, and then this Jupiter, along with Rahu in the sign of Aries, will help you manifest the same into reality. So first of all, get clear about what you want to manifest in your life, what it is that you want as an addition in your already existing life, in your already existing wardrobe, in your wealth matters, or in your financial portfolio, in your values as well. This Jupiter is going to bring immense amount of transformation and sudden shifts of energies in your values, in your belief system, in the way you see your family, in the way you act around your family, in the way you see the world, in the way you speak to your family, to those around you, the way you present yourself, the way you put forth your opinion in front of others. This is a great, great time period, an excellent year to sharpen your speech. All right. Second house is about speech. And now Jupiter being in the second house will give you an influential, powerful speech pattern. It's now up to you to execute it well, to use it for your own benefit and for the benefit of those around you, for the cause that you believe in. You have to be sure of what you want out of this transit, because Jupiter with Rahu in the second house is definitely here to give you that much awaited success and elevation of status and reputation at the place of work in your career. Because second house also deals with finances, so Jupiter will make you hungry to attain more financial freedom, to invest more in real estate, to invest more in some kind of shares and stock market. So you have to be mindful of your decisions during this time. Jupiter being in the second house will also make your face look chubby, or it will shape shift and mold your eating habits as well. So make sure these changes are on the positive note and you're not being tricked by Rahu to fall for something which is pleasure giving but on a momentary basis. You have to think in a long term basis, because Saturn from the 12th house is aspecting this Jupiter and Rahu in your second house, posited in the sign of Aries. So, Saturn from the 12th house, what it is doing is it is giving you lessons in terms of striking a fine balance between savings and expenditure. So it might so happen that in order to elevate your lifestyle, or in order to, because you have got relocated, or because you have invested in a course, or because you want to refurbish your interior within the home, or you want to rejuvenate your wardrobe, your dressing style, suddenly you're spending a big chunk of money on some sudden expenditure, and then later on you are getting into some kind of emergency, and then Saturn is teaching you how to strike a balance between these two aspects of financial management. So invest carefully. If you're living away from your home, or if you have to put in some work, if you have to spend some extra money or resources or time or your energy for your family, then be ready to do so, because that's how Jupiter and Rahu's energies will be calmed down, and you will be able to make the best of this transit. From the second house, Jupiter will aspect the sixth house, eighth house, and the 10th house of your horoscope, which means that a lot more focus is being gathered on the Artha triangle, which is the sustenance in this mundane plane, in this mundane world. So if you are looking to get a new job, or if you are willing to get that loan approved, uh, especially a home loan or a gold loan, or if you are willing to get relocated for your work, or if you're willing to get that raise at the place of work, then this year will be of great, great help to you. When Jupiter will aspect the 8th house, you will constantly be thinking about the equation of savings, investments, how much am I earning, how much am I spending, and you have to harness your energies, the practical ideas and your subconscious ideas, because you are a Piscean. You have a lot of creative ideas and concepts that you're willing to bring into reality. So this is a perfect year, perfect time period to do so. And overall results will also be dependent on your natal planetary placement and your current Mahadasha and Antardasha. Just make sure that you don't get into petty fights over silly topics or because of differences of opinion with other people. Your speech is going to be powerful this year. Use it for the right reasons.